when you were in London, you were doing the radio show as well as the Keiser report. You guys travel all around the world. You live in Paris, you live in London, you lived in New York City, there down south where you are now. How did you constantly keep thinking outside the box? Obviously, you were at Payne Weber and Wall Street in the 70s and 80s. How did you constantly think outside the box? Because, most of the guys you graduated at NYU with or you went to Wall Street with, they're all still doing the same thing. I mean, you must have a good relationship with fear, with risk. What is it?
I would say my greatest strength is also my greatest weakness, in that I am in a steady state of anger. I'm easily angered, whether it's by injustice or by boredom or by having to endure poorly designed stuff. It makes me angry. And I express my anger by taking action. Either I move country, or I build something like the Hollywood Stock Exchange, or I get into Bitcoin. It's an expression of a deep-rooted anger against complacency. The weakness, the problem is that anger can get uncontrolled, right? You can get a fire can become a raging fire. And so then, that then is counterproductive. But I would say that it's just a matter of trying to maintain a balance. And then the result is kind of a peaceful balance between being a little angry and being very angry. And also my kind of persona, if you will, the person people know me from on television is someone who's got a bit of a hair trigger anger issue that but I tell you, you do media and I do media. It's hard to play with that as in a media context, because to be able to think clearly and be angry at the same time is not easy. So I've mastered the ability to be rageful, but to be thinking clearly. So if you look at those early interviews from years ago on television and things where I'm yelling at people or screaming at somebody, I'm also composing pretty coherent sentences. So that's not easy to do. It comes after, it's just like something that developed over years. I don't know. So the net result is, when you add it all up, it's just about feeling an equilibrium with everything around me. It's just like everything has to have an equilibrium, has to be in balance. And that's the greatest kind of feeling. I would say since 2003, since I essentially married Stacy, then we have something that when you add Stacy and Max together, it's 1 + 1 = 100, right? So there's something else altogether that is has a lot of value that has carried us through all these journeys in the last 16 years. We've had this incredible global voyage of just traveling around the world, doing stories, meeting people, and working with entrepreneurs and things. But that's just been like we followed our heart, I would say. The relationship, the common heart of the relationship is our guiding star.